Ladies and gentlemen, I think can we get seated so that we can start? We don't have to be here for long. I know it's a very windy and cold day. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mbulelo Nokweku. I'll be the program director for this short session. Before we do acknowledgements, I will request that we stand and observe a moment of silence and meditation and prayer so that we can start with the program. Thank you very much. We may be seated. Let me acknowledge the guests who are here, and I will acknowledge guests as we move with the program, but specifically Khosigadi Moroka from the Baroka Bosleke Royal House here. The Honorable Premier Mxolisi Dukwana, the Honorable MECs who are here. I've seen MEC Mahale, MECs who are going to be joining us, MMC Kruger, who's here, and other councillors who are here. Colleagues from the DFI. I'm told the colleagues from the DTIC are also here. You are most acknowledged. My role is just to facilitate the program. Colleagues, I will. But before we proceed, let me call on stage MMC Logan Kruger to come and welcome us so that we can then get the program underway urgently. MMC, if you may come this side, looks like it's high.
Program Director, Honorable Premier Ntate Mxolisi Dukwana, the royal family from the Morocco household, Councillor Gregory Ntatisi, the Executive Mayor of Mangaung Metropolitan in absentia, our MEC for Education, MEC DESTEA, MEC Finance, CEO of FDC Ntate Thabo Libelo, and the CEO of Hunger Steel, Mr. Jay Khao, all protocol observed, and everyone present, please feel welcome. It is good initiative that has been secret that the Free State has an unemployment rate currently at 38%. That in itself is very scary, and if we dissect that 38% even further, you would find that the youth and women constitute majority of that amount. And that in itself is scary for any economy in any province. Now, it is projects like these that gives us hope. It's projects like these where you see government from different spheres, different stakeholders taking hands and say, this is a good initiative, let's come together, and this is for the betterment of the immediate community, which is Nchu, the greater Mangaung that government must embark on to change in poverty. To fight poverty, we need this. And to government equally, many times people would say government are failing to create jobs, forgetting it is not the responsibility of government to create jobs, but it is the responsibility of government to invest in infrastructure, to invest in SMMEs, and to provide such assistance so that they provide a conducive environment for economic development. I'm saying we are not looking for handouts as community members. We are looking for empowerment deals. And I want to congratulate every person, especially the young people, that is already in this project. Please give your program, and this project becomes admirable, so that even we must look at ways of duplicating this even to other provinces to showcase that indeed Free State are working together. And I want to say to everyone present, please feel free, enjoy the occasion with us, but most importantly, pay attention to what will be communicated. I thank you.
No, thank you, MMC. Now that we have been welcome, I think we can proceed with the program. I've been requested to also in the process deal just briefly with the purpose of why we are here. Today is the launch of the Hangda Steel Smelter here at the Thaba Nchu Industrial Park. It's one of the investment that was sourced by the Free State Development Corporation. If this is not working, this is one of the major projects that they have brought here as part of our efforts to revitalize these industrial parks. All of us know that these industrial parks were constructed during the Buputatswana and the Kwakwa homeland period, but it's very good infrastructure that is available that we think has to be utilized for the benefit of the people of the Free State. And this is one of those projects that we think will get us there. Just briefly, and I know CEO Libilo will talk at length about this, given an opportunity, but because we don't have time, this project, and this is why I would want to also acknowledge Sentlek and Mangaung and ESCOM. We were supposed to have been located at Botshabelo Industrial Park, but due to some electrical energy availability there, we had to relocate here with the assistance of ESCOM. The department contributed some funding towards the upgrade of the Slosisha substation, which is just on the left-hand side, just at the back. We had to upgrade a transformer there from a 10 MVA to a 20 MVA transformer for it to be able to carry the work that you see here. And we are glad that with the assistance of ESCOM, this plant was able to be commissioned. But I won't get into details with that because I think the CEO or the delegated official from Hangda Steel will be able to tell us about the history of the project, where it is, where it needs to go. So today, the Honorable Premier, accompanied by MECs and the Barolomba Royal House would be officially launching this project. And when the second phase is fully commissioned, we will then be able to get additional jobs on top of the 150 that are here during construction and the early commissioning phase. Let me also acknowledge the presence yabasebetsi ba leng teng kwano ba entseng hore project ena e be le mo e leng teng. You are very much welcome. Ke a tseba ho na le certain issues, but they will be spoken to during the program. Without waste of time, Mr. Gao, let me, the person that we have delegated to come and speak on the history and the status of this project as things stand. I'm not sure who has been delegated to come. Oh, it's you. Can come through. Can we give him a round of applause?
Hi, good morning. Honorable Premier of the Free State Province, Mr. Dukwana, and Honorable the Consulate General of People's Republic of China, Consul General Tan Zhundong, and all the Honorable MECs and HODs, good morning. Today I'm the CEO of the Honda, so they made me the CEO today. It's supposed to be Mr. Jackie Gao, but he said I must do the presentation today on the stage. So allow me to represent Honda Steel today. I would like to extend a warm welcome and sincere thanks to the people, friends, family, and leaders. Honda we laid the first brick on the ground on the August 2021 with the helps of MC Thabo especially, that I have announced that we have to thank him, especially Mr. Thabo, MC Thabo, with all his effort. And with the several FDC leaders and the effort of the Honda employees, technicians. And today we accomplished the commissioning of the product that we're looking for and we wanted to manufacture. I would like to also express the sincere thanks to Honda's potential workers and potential partners and supporters in future that will be participated in our event of growth and developing. At the moment, we have around 150 employees doing that skill training. And once the skill training is done, the formal, official, permanent contract will be signed between the employees and the company, Honda. And Honda will operate under the legal requirement and under all the legal regulations of South Africa. We're trying to complete and improve all the services and infrastructures and basic requirements we're trying to reach. And the purpose of the enterprise is safety, always come first. Then the quality, and finally the quantity. And corporate culture is as long as my employees or the company employees is happy, live happily and work happily at the company. As company, we are happy. And Honda is like to, at the moment, Honda is still like an infant, a baby of the province that still needs to grow with all the helps of the leaders and all the helps of the employees, local communities. As all the support and helps, Honda will grow strongly for sure. And more employment will be done as the time goes on. And Honda will also hope that we can produce and pass on the skills to the local communities. So when we're doing the development or expanding, that the employees from locally then can train the new employees of the next phases of the employment. And finally, I have to thank again for everybody's participation of the event. And we're looking forward positively to grow with the province, with the people of the community and local communities. And thank you all, and hope you guys are all well. Thank you. Oh, yeah, at the moment, we just completed the commissioning for angle irons. And in phase 2, phase 3, and in future development and expanding, we're looking to do more products, more steel products. And by doing that, we will have definitely needs more employees, specifically for different type of products, which means this is not where we are or where we finally accomplished. This is where we're starting with the employment, with the development, and with all the requirements. That's just the beginning. And there's still a very, very far way that we're going to carry on with the department and with the communities. And in future, we are 100% sure that we can, we hopefully, not sure, sorry, my bad. I hope that I can employ the most of the people locally. Tapanchu, Putabelo, Bloemfontein, everywhere. Not just Tapanchu. Tapanchu, we will employ, but everywhere from the country. Because everyone needs jobs, but especially the Free State is the priority. Thank you.
No, thank you very much. I think MEC Meeko likes to talk about local beneficiation, that we must produce what we consume locally, and steel is one of those products, and we hope that we will find synergies. Just yesterday we were visiting one of the Bloemfontein-based car manufacturing companies where they use a lot of steel, and I'm sure there will then be able to be conversations between yourselves so that we don't import this steel from out of the province. But also, MEC and Premier, let me at a correct funeral, because I know the DTIC colleague is in the house, that next time when we apply for the revitalization grant, you will know why we want to apply. This is what we are doing with your money. Thank you very much. Without waste of time, let me call the Honorable Consul General to come to the stage to give his remarks. Can we please welcome him? You can come. It's too high. Can you come that way? I thought you said okay. That's okay. So.
Honorable Mr. Mxolisi Dukwana, Premier of Free State. Honorable Mr. Thabo Meeko, MEC for Economic Development. Honorable Mr. Makalo Mohale, MEC for Education, who initiated this project. Honorable Mrs. Khadija Brown, MEC for Finance. Mrs. Logan Kruger, MMC from Mangoa Municipality. Mr. Thabo Lebolo, CEO of FDC. Mrs. Mfo Megemani, CEO of Special Economic Zone. And Mr. Mkoweku, Program Director, HOD, DESTEA. And Mr. Jackie Gao, the boss of the Honda Steel. And other guests, my special respect also to the mother of Her Majesty King. Honorable guests, dear friends, and honored staff of Honda Steel. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of the Chinese Consulate General and the Chinese Embassy in Pretoria, I would like to extend my warm congratulations to Honda Steel and the provincial government on this launch, the latest who forms the latest example of economic and practical cooperation between China and the Free State province. The presence of the Premier and other high-level officials to this site and this launch ceremony fully reflect that the Free State government attaches great importance to the business development in the province, and attaches consistent importance to the economic cooperative relationship between China and South Africa, which will certainly have a great impetus to the economic growth between our two countries. As an old Chinese saying, there is no stability without agriculture, and there is no prosperity without industry. This idea is an important lesson showing why China catch rapid development in past decades. The Free State is traditionally a large agricultural province. Granary has not only made the food needs of its own, but has also made a great contribution to ensuring the food needs of other provinces in South Africa, as well as the neighbor countries. On this basis, the provincial government and the Premier Dukwana has also praised the promotion of the industrialization and the related infrastructure development, a priority area for the development of the province. This has led to a steady advance in industrial development in this province. Today, Honda Steel is officially put into operation. It will greatly promote the progress of steel industry and the manufacturing industry in the province. It will gradually provide hundreds of jobs to locals. At this moment, it already have up to 150. In the future, as just now CEO said, in the future it will provide more jobs, which will certainly further promote the local economic development. During the construction and the trial operation of this factory, the provincial government, the Premier Dukwana, as well as relevant departments of land, trade, electricity, and the local governments, such as Thaba city, provided great support in all forms, including building a special electricity line for power supply. The high-quality service provided by these departments and officials for the completion and the production of this factory is a strong proof that the business environment in this province is improving significantly. The Chinese Consul General in Joburg will continue to encourage Chinese investors and companies and the local Chinese communities in the Free State and even in all of South Africa to continue to invest in the Free State and to take the Free State as their preferred investment destination. Myself has been working in South Africa for almost 7 years, 3 months to 7 years. And I can say I know this country very well. I ever have done a comprehensive study on the investment environment of South Africa. In my view, the Free State has a very good foundation for industrial development. You have rich natural resources and a lot of human resources, a generally stable political and a social environment, and a diversified basis for economic development, especially under the leadership of the Premier Dukwana. The province has definitely shown a good details and support to the Chinese business communities development and the support the sound development of Chinese communities here. Yeah. This year marks the 25th anniversary of the establishment of the diplomatic relations between China and South Africa. In the past 25 years, it has been witnessed deepening friendly relations, close solidarity and cooperation, and the fruitful economic and trade cooperations. This year also marks the 10th anniversaries of President Xi Jinping's initiative to build the Belt and the Road together. Over the past 10 years, under the guidance of the Belt and the Road Initiative, more than 3,000 projects have been implemented, boasting investment of nearly $1 trillion US dollar, and creating 420,000 jobs for many countries along the road and the belt. South Africa is the first African country to sign a memorandum of understanding on this Belt and Road Initiative with China. This has always, and South Africa has always maintained a close ties with China. On the basis of these close ties, Honda Steel is a positive example of Chinese enterprises seeking common development with the local community. Our President Xi Jinping emphasized always that China is willing to work with South Africa to enhance the level of relations between our two countries and build a high-level China-South Africa community with a shared future. So the Chinese side is willing to provide opportunities for South Africa with China's high-quality development and the Chinese modernization, promote the practical cooperation between our two countries to a deep level with more new achievements. I believe that in the process of Chinese modernization, under the framework of the Belt and Road Initiative, more Chinese companies similar to Honda Steel, they will like to come to South Africa, particularly to Free State, to make investment and start their business here. This year, South Africa will take over from China as the rotating chairman of the BRICS Summit. And the summit, everybody knows the summit will be held on the next month, 22 to 24th next month in Joburg. And this, the BRICS Summit this year will usher a new development of the BRICS cooperation, will certainly have a positive impact on the further deepening, the economic and the trade ties between the BRICS members, and opening up a new period of development for the relations among the memberships. It is believed that on this background, China's cooperation with the Free State government will be more close and more pragmatic. Last but not the least, I wish Honda Steel a small startup and a corporation. I hope that Honda Steel will actively fulfill its social responsibilities, participate in community buildings, pay taxes according to the laws, protect the environment, pay attention to production safety. While realizing its own prosperity, it should also support more all the employees to get rich and contribute to the promotion of the economic development and the industrialization in return for the support and the expectations of the provincial government and the people in this province. Thank you very much.
Let's hope that our relationship with the People's Republic of China will bring more opportunities and investments for the country and for the province specifically. Maybe let me just indicate, in case someone is worried, and I hear the Consul General has touched on the issue. Whilst we want to ensure that the economy grows and we create opportunities, you would notice that our vision as a department is that we want to achieve a transformed economy and a prosperous society that is living in harmony with its environment. So as this work was being done, I can confirm that we have ensured that all environmental regulation prescripts were complied with. That's why earlier I was thanking Mangaung Metro, because we have been working with them to ensure that air emission licenses are complied with and are issued as such after we had assessed and ensured that the appropriate environmental authorizations were issued. We will ensure that the issues around environmental compliance are taken care of and are monitored as we ensure that the project grows. Without waste of time, let me call on stage Honorable Thabo Meeko for his remarks. Can we please welcome him?
Program Director, who is the HOD of the department, hosting together with the investor this particular program today. Let's acknowledge the Premier of the Free State Province. Let's also note the presence of Consul General from China, MEC Makalo, MEC Kadisha Brown, representative from Mangaung, and all protocol observed. We took a decision together with the investor as a department that it will be important that we come and launch this very important project. And the launch is completing the, who saw the need that this investment must come to our province, must come to this area. Initially, it was at Botshabelo, and it had to be relocated to come to Thaba. State of the province, addressed by Premier Dukwana, instructed us to focus on few areas in terms of the pace and direction or focus of the economy in the province. And one such key is creation of employment. And because we are one of the small provinces in South Africa, in terms of the population, which largely informs the national fiscal allocation to different provinces. That instruction was befitting because we need to succeed, to mobilize and to create new money in the Free State economy if we are going to succeed. To confront the challenges of employment creation, of poverty and unemployment. Premier has been leading us from the front in aggressively pursuing that task. 3 months into office, I can't count the number of investors we have met. But very key, the majority are from our friends in the global geopolitical space, the Chinese. Yesterday at the dinner, Premier and Consul General have agreed to have adopted a program that the province is planning a trip to China. I hope I'm not compromising security issues for the Premier. But we wish to demonstrate how seriously we are taking and carrying this task. We're number 2 in the country in terms of the highest levels of unemployment. We're a rural province. Over the past 10 years, our GDP growth has been growing at a decreasing rate. So the importance of trade and investment for our province is highly important. The program that the leadership has adopted yesterday is a build-up towards the Free State Investment Conference we are envisaging towards the end of the year or the beginning of the year next year, as instructed by the address of the Premier to the people of the Free State. Premier is very passionate about Free State being a sleeping giant that must be awakened. And we think that be an investment destination to 6 provinces, including a country called Lesotho. And the Premier said, we need to be aggressive to the extent that we become a logistic hub in South Africa. Quite a number of critical roads are passing through our province, including the national road, the N1 and the N3. So we're quite very holistic. The province has got a special economic zone located in Harrismith along the N3 road, where we are hosting yet other investment initiatives. We are pursuing as well that we need to succeed to ensure that one key requirement is the space that investors would require for them to be attracted to our province. There is an intention to revive all of our factories in Thaba, Nchu, in Botshabelo, in Qwaqwa, as well as in Harrismith in the special economic zones. And Consul General, who was assuring him yesterday that we provide some of the most lucrative incentives for the investors to consider us as a province of investment destination. So there's so much that we're doing. Today's program and this particular project did not come out of accident. It came as a result of this work that we're pursuing, and we intend to ensure that we succeed. Because Rabatla the grain all over the province will be dust. So that we don't only address unemployment and poverty, but we also contribute as government towards the growth of the GDP. Because it is only the GDP that as it grows, it will help us to attend to the issues of unemployment or job creation in our province. So it's a very important task which we are taking very seriously. Please allow me to, because largely this is my task, to call the Premier on stage. Premier Dukwana has been appointed as the #1 citizen of the province of the Free State this year. And I'm sure you'll agree with me that the euphoria of his appointment has given our people hope. It is projects like this one and the drive around investment, and of course focus also in establishing relationships with the private sector, that we will win the war. So his leadership is quite appreciated. Premier Dukwana rose through the ranks of leadership in the province. He's one of the longest member of parliament in the Free State, having served in many capacities as member of parliament, as a speaker of the legislature, as a member in the committees in the legislature. MEC is in various departments. So he brings on board an immense knowledge and experience to command this province, to realize its potential, and that the giant must be awakened. So the people of the Free State are quite very fortunate. Premier Dukwana was not considered for this position for any other reason. Even in his political life, he is a product of the struggles of the people of the Free State. As well in that life, having served in many capacities, rose through the ranks, appreciated the challenges facing our people, developing himself and developed by his political organization to understand the policy of this country and the ability to be able to articulate and implement it under all conditions of his life and the life of this province and the lives of our people. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me to call the Premier of the Free State, Honorable Dukwana, on stage to address all of us at this important occasion. Thank you very much, Program Director. Premier, talk to your people. Thank you, Commander.
Thank you very much, MEC, Program Director, Jose Khadi, the People's Republic of China, Mr. Zhang Dongdong, MECs that are here, MMC, Logan, the CEO of Honda Steel, Ndade J. Gihao, and the family, CEOs, business people that are here, leaders of businesses, HODs, workers that are here, Dumela. It's cold today because it's winter. It must be cold. I hear people getting surprised that it is cold. It's winter. It's supposed to be cold. We would be surprised if it was warm. And I see people wearing hantle. And for the first time, even those who believe that they're young, and then as young, they don't get cold, they are wearing properly. Realeboa, MEC, Makalo. You learned a valuable lesson last time when Ola Ugraserame, Ndade Regimuti, Orohona Gnajase, that's why I guess I apara. Knowing him, Otsabasarame Fit, I'm surprised I get Jase today. This month is very important in many respects in the history of our country. On the 18th, 3 days ago, we're celebrating the life of an icon, a leader of our country, Nelson Mandela. It was 10 years since his departure. It was 13 years since the first celebration of the Nelson Mandela International Day as declared by the United Nations 14 years ago, but it was celebrated on 2010, the first celebration. It is also important, this year is also important, that we will be celebrating the 25th bilateral relations between South Africa and China. We come a long way. In 2021, our trade reflected almost 544 billion rands from a mere 1 billion when we started. And it is growing. But the most important question that we must ask ourselves is, as a free state, is in the growth that we see in what is happening in the country, why the Free State remained where we are. There are many reasons for that. But we start with the reasons of what actually the Afrikaners wanted to realize with this province. This is one of the Boer republics, and they wanted to preserve it as a sanctuary for farmers. We are called the food basket of the country. The narrative is created that we are only good in farming and agriculture explored as yet. Because we have believed that we are only good in certain fields and we are not good in others. I think we need to change that story and write a new story. A new story that begins to tell what we are capable of as a people and what we have and what we can do and achieve together. It is in the mines, in the goldfields of South Africa that we welcomed our brothers from Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Lesotho, you name it. They toiled and suffered in the goldfields of our province. We as a province must provide a lead, people, our African brothers and sisters. We're talking of the opening of the free Africa trade. We must begin to realize that it is in our interest as Africa to begin to work together and to trade among ourselves and to relax all other challenges that we face as we travel to Africa. It cannot be right that if you want to go to Cameroon, you have to fly over Cameroon to Europe only to come back to Cameroon. You don't have to fly to Dubai in order to get to Africa. You can't fly to France only to come to a country in the continent of Africa. So we have to wake up as leaders in this continent, as leaders in Africa, as leaders in South Africa, business, traditional leaders, religious leaders, political leaders, civic leaders. We must rise. We are wise as a people working together. We must not allow pettiness, selfishness, greed to undermine the growth of our people. We must do everything we can to unleash the full potential of the African people, the intellectual capacity of our people, the creative juice of the people of Africa. We have demonstrated that over and over. We know what we are capable of. But we've got to have a different attitude altogether. And that attitude has to do with the growth mindset. We are limiting ourselves. we are unable to work together in a collaborative way. We are too much in competition with one another. We are very destructive to the environment, and yet we need this environment. We exploit our people when we should unleash their potential, develop them, and allow them to be the best version of themselves, even if re bankile e le hore ha ba kena skolo. Our people cannot just be mere workers. They cannot just be tools to be used. They must be respected. They must be allowed to be the best version of themselves in building a better society. The workers that we have become the soul of the business that you run. Exploiting them does not help you. We must stop using people in pursuing money and profit. We must build a human society to be remembered as the children of Mandela, the forebears that lived before us, who saw every human as important. As we come here today, Mr. Gao, as the government of the Free State, we will give you all the support. But also, you must do everything to take good care of the people. Don't see them as workers. See them as the contributors to your growth and the growth of your company. See them as people who would add value into what we are doing. So it is when you treat them good that they will give the best. And to all others who are here as business people and leaders, our people are not toys. They might be hungry, they might be poor, but they are human. Treat them as human beings. I also want to say to all of you, we are no longer going to be a sleeping giant. We are a province that is going to shock the world. A province that is going to contribute to the development and growth of South Africa's economy in a big way. We are sitting at number 2 in many other respects, but we are going to be a province that will be counted among the best in the country. And that is not going to happen because we wish. It is not going to happen because we pray that it happens. Modimo ha thusi batho ba rapelang fela. O thusa batho ba etsang. So you can't pray for hot water to come and you not switch on. O laita metsi ano a futhumale. You don't pray to get home safe by driving carelessly. You pray and you drive responsibly to save your life and other people's lives on the road. So we are not just going to pray and hope that God will help us. We are going to do things. We are fortunate to have a leadership collective that is ambitious, that is willing to go the length, that is prepared to forego all other things that are stopping it from realizing the full potential of the province. We know what we want. We understand where we need to go. We appreciate the challenges that we are facing. We are prepared to undertake this journey. So, I'm fully aware that you can't bring all the people together. Others will always have their own way. But with those that are prepared to work, there are many. There will be the fewer people who will not be prepared to work, who will always do things to help themselves become more richer and richer at the expense of those who enrich themselves exploiting the people at the expense of the people. Bantse basna taba lo ntshetsa pele batho ba etsa monyetla when they are given an opportunity to serve and waste that opportunity to enrich themselves. They will find the might of the law working against them. And I'm not going to spend any time worrying about people basa batlong go sebetsa. I'm going to work with business people who are prepared to grow their business and build legacies. I'm going to work with civic organizations that are prepared to lead people. Eseng go rasa ka ditlhoko tsa batho go ipromota ba exploita batho. We're going to work with members of the Executive Council ya Freestata ba prepared to sebetsa. HODs they prepared to sebetsa. Eseng batho ba reng re ba fumana mona re tla ba sia mona ba ba sa batho etsa letho. Eseng batho ba batlang go fumana lebaka la hore hobaneng ntwe ena sa tlameha ho etsahala. We have leaders who have a reason, who have found a way of making things not to happen. They find reasons why it can't happen. So we do not have time for that. Harna nako, batho ba lapile ka ntle bo mme le bontate. Batho ba sokola ka ntle bo mme le bontate. Mohlomong rona re le hlohonolo ha re kgone ho utlwa pain eno. There are people who are sleeping hona jwale as we speak. Bosiu bona ba robetseng ditseleng ba robetseng diterateng. Hona le batho ba robetseng mekhukhung hona jwale as we speak. La baka laeta di hitara ba etsa eng wa bata. O hatsela o le ka hara ntlo ya hao e majabajaba. If o sena nako ya go kgathalla batho, o sena nako ya hore o sebeletse setjhaba, there is no need for you to be in the team that we are building. Bao ba sa ikemisetsa ho sebetsa setjhaba. As we celebrate the life of this icon, as we celebrate the life ya motho ya na tseba botho ke eng, who lived in ntwe re bitsang ubuntu, who demonstrated what it means to be a great leader, but a leader with humility. Nelson Mandela, all of us. We must actually ensure that the legacy of Nelson Mandela lives through us in the way we treat one another, in respecting other people, in our desire and our resolve to build communities that work, people that feel comfort knowing that they have people who care for them. We are not going to create a society of people who are depending on government for everything. You can't have a 30-year child who would live on a 350 rands. We can't live with a society. We can't live in a society. More people have stopped dreaming. When people have no ambition to be better than what they are, simply because of the leaders that they have. If people stop dreaming, the ambition of many people die. The desires, the dreams, tabatu baba nyanyana, young people, ba feel hopeless. Look yourself in the mirror as a leader. You are contributing to this death. We have killed so many ambitions of young people, so many dreams of young people who wanted to be the best version of themselves, who dreamed of a better society. But kabakala greed ya rona, as leaders, we have killed their dreams. We have made them to be hopeless. As we plant this seed today, we are saying, enough is enough. Free State, we are not going to say Free State or a hak Free State, Transvaal is fair. Transvaal is not fair. Here. We've got to get into our minds, into our hearts, and build a country, a province that cares. Everything that we stand for. Rato, among ourselves. Bao bareng haba fumana monyetla. Baba o sebedisa hampe. You are not going to get the second chance. You are not going to get the second chance. So, holo na batho. Ba sebetsa mona. Le batla sebetsa mona. Re tla etsa bonnete ba hore ditabatabelo tsa lona di a hlokomelwa. Empa le lona mameleng le lona pele lopa matsoho. Empa le lona tloelang ho ba mashudu. Ke batho ba sebetsang mo le sebetsang teng le fetoha mashudu. Le a utswa. O tlameha o bewe batho ba dule ba ntse ba lekata. Le ba masene ka o planela utswa. You can't. Yona ntho ena e batlang ho le phidisa le a e senya e se sa sebetse ha lena mosebetsi. Ka mokgwa re le short sighted ka teng. Ha ke tsebe ke mang a itse motho wa motso ke leshodu. Everywhere o bula shop o hira motho wa utswetsa. Wa utswetsa. We can't live this way. Hare mashodu. Hare mashodu. Batho ba batsho ha se mashodu. Batho ba batsho ba ithata. Batho ba batsho ba kgathallana. Batho ba batsho ba ratana. Rona re fetule diphoofolo. O nahana fela hore o molemo ha o hola wena o tswella e le wena tswellang pele. Ba bang ha ona taba le bona. Ke ka ho le ratang boloi. Le loya ka dipelo. Dipelo tsa lona di a loya. Ha ngwana mong a tswella pele wa mo loya o mo lakaletse botle. Hela setjhaba. Ha ke le nkeng boloi bono le bokgeleke ba lona ba o loya. Le ke le lo loya le be le tsebe o sebetsa hantle. Le loye le be bohlale. Le loye le be batho ba kgothetseng. Le loyane hore le sebetse ka thata. Le loyane hore mashodu a ska ba ba teng. Le loyane hore le etse dintho ka tsela e nepahetseng. Re kgathetse ke boloi ba ho etsa motho o motsho a ska ba tswella pele. Ha ke tsebe boloi bona ba dipelo tse mpe bo tswa kae. We are heartless. Le lona di officials tsa rona. Le pelo di mpe. Le pelo di mpe, serious, I'm serious about this. Le pelo di mpe. Le khanna dikoloi. La itsamaela la sebetsa. Empa you really take your time. Ona lo rete decision no. O thuse motho o ba le di-excuse tse ngata tsa gore bane o sa tlameha o etsa. Empa ha o e batla wa e etsa. Ha o tseba o batla o fumana molemo wa e etsa. O keke wa kgola hangata motho wa modimo. O keke wa kgola ka mona bo kgola ka tjotjo. Re kgathetse ke ntho ya gore batho ba ne ba kopuwe ditee, bo rakgwebo ba sa tseba ho sebetsa. Bo rakgwebo tshwantse ba patala tax for God's sake. Business people ba patala tax. Re a ba taxa when you are supposed to help them. Le a ba taxa. Tshwantse ba etse sengwenyana hore le ba phele. I have a very bad story of a business person. This business person is suffering. Rona re mmona a kgone ho qetella mesebetsi ya hae. But it started with us. Ba ba fueng monyetla wa ho thusa batho. This person o fuwa project ya 80 million. Aba mo fa project ena asa kopa advance ba mo kenyetsa advance ya 20 million. Hare ha ke batle advance ba re that is the reason why ro fa yona. Because re batla ho re thusa. 20 million yenye re batla 10 million. And then they pay the poor guy ha tseba etseng o patala 10 million. Wa ba neya. Empa ke yena ya tlo tlameyang jwale a patale tax udima 10 million ya faneng ka yona. Because ha kgone ho explain hore o entseng ka 10 million o twa o ipatetse ke mogolo wa hae. O tlo patala tax udima 10 million eno, income, personal income tax. Kana kweno wa khola ba mo bolela na le 80 million o ifumaneng business o na le se o tlamelo o se patala. And then o tlamela patale double motho wa modimo bane a ncenga fela hore officially motho usa fumane mosebetsi. Our business people are not beggars. These are people who work hard. Ba riska maphelo a bona. They put their lives, study families tsa bona at risk. Ka nka di risks or ba started the businesses tseno. They don't have any other income. Wena as an official, kgwedi e nngwe le nngwe a fita wa kgola. Let's stop this nonsense. It can't be right. We can't build a society ka exploit batho ba bang hobane rona re batla ho enrich. So I always call this as a challenge to all the officials, from the DG, DDG, HOD, Chief Director, Director, CFOs, all of you, CEOs. Kaofela halon. Check alone. We are not going to be with teams of people who do not share what we want to achieve, who do not have the same values as we have as this leadership of this province. So if our leadership, if our values are dikopane, ha re kgawaneng hantle, so that o lo phesua ya ha wena, ha re ditlatla. You know, I was called a fool when I was fired in 2012. And when my house was repossessed, but unonzole MEC, ane to baba MEC o se tlatla sa MEC or wa tsa bokeletsa letho o botlo fumana situation e tjena na. I guess that neither are these other MECs.